Hi everyone, today's SOS video is for Unit 10, Lessons 1 and 2. The main concept of these lessons is that function notation is another way that we can represent functions. Remember, functions are relations where each input has exactly one output. Functions are sometimes given letter names. The names are often in the form of f of x. We read this notation here as f of x, not f times x. The letter inside the parentheses, usually an X, stands for the domain set, or your X values, or your inputs. The entire symbol f of x stands for the range set, or your outputs, or in the past we referred to them as the y values. Now, with function notation, f of x is just another way of saying y. And this is the main concept that we are talking about in these lessons. The ordered pair numbers now become x, comma, f of x instead of writing the ordered pair as x, comma, y. So again, we're just using a different notation to represent our y values. In the past, we would write a function rule as y is equal to 3x minus 4. Now, using function notation, we will write it as f of x is equal to 3x minus 4. It's important to understand that nothing is really changing except for our notation. Instead of writing y equals, we're changing that notation to f of x equals. In this table, we have an input value, a function rule. We're going to find the output and the ordered pair. We have the function rule f of x equals 3x minus 4. We're going to input a negative 3 for our x value. So we would write that as f of negative 3 is equal to 3 times negative 3 minus 4, replacing our x's with negative 3. Now we're just going to evaluate. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 minus 4 is negative 13. So f of negative 3 is equal to negative 13. That's our output, or f of x is equal to negative 13. And as an ordered pair, we would write this as negative 3, comma, negative 13. What is our f of x when x is equal to 0? So f of 0 equals 3 times 0 minus 4. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So f of 0 is negative 4. F of x is negative 4. Our ordered pair is 0, comma, negative 4. Go ahead and give the last one a try. Let's see how you did. So our input is 4, so we're going to write it as f of 4 is equal to 3 times 4, replace the x with 4, minus 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Our f of x is equal to 8. Our ordered pair would be 4, comma, 8. Given a function rule and a value for an input or our x value, we can find the corresponding f of x or y value or output value. Let's look at the following expressions. We have g of x is equal to negative 3x plus 1, and f of x is equal to x squared plus 7. Let's evaluate g of 10. So remember, written as g of 10, we know that x is equal to 10. What is g of x when x is equal to 10? So we're going to substitute 10 into the expression negative 3x plus 1. This is equal to negative 30 plus 1. This is equal to negative 29. So g of 10 is equal to negative 29. G of 3 is equal to negative 3 times 3 plus 1. G of 3 is equal to negative 9 plus 1, so g of 3 is equal to negative 8. what is f of negative 2? So now we have to use this function rule here. F of x is equal to x squared plus 7. F of negative 2 is equal to negative 2 squared plus 7. Negative 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. F of negative 2 is 11. For f of 7, again, we have to use this rule here. So f of 7 is equal to 7 squared plus 7. 7 squared is 49. 49 plus 7 is 56. So f of 7 is equal to 56. We can also analyze the graphs of functions. This graph here represents a function f of x. We want to find the value of f of negative 7. That means find y when your x value is equal to negative 7. So all we need to do to find the value of f of negative 7 is go to negative 7 on our x-axis, which would be here, and then find the corresponding y value, which would be this point here. This point here has a y value of 3. The coordinates of this point are 7, 3. So f of negative 7 is equal to 3. Okay, for the next graph, we want to find the value of f of 5. So that says when x is 5, what is y? So we go on our graph on the x-axis to where our x value is 5, find the corresponding y value. This point here is a y value of negative 2. The coordinates of this point are 5, negative 2. So f of 5 is negative 2. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for tuning in to this SOS video. See you next time.